Yeah, God bless one and all. Again, Brother Darren, Hebrews 9 verse 27 and John 3 verse 16. I'm taking a look at a source this morning, Chick Publications, and it's entitled Chapter 3, A 20th Century Inquisition, and it's published from, I believe, a publication by Chick Publications called Smokescreens. This was Chapter 3. But I've taken a bit of a look through, my YouTube ministry at the Catholic Church and the role that they've played and the crimes that they've perpetrated whilst standing in the guise, pretending to be Christ or as God in the temple, the man of sin. Now, I've talked about the Spanish Inquisition. I've talked about Dum Diverses. I've talked about the doctrine of discovery. There are links to the Rwandan genocide. There are links to after Ebola had been, I think it was in 2007. Forgive me if I've got the date wrong. But when we had that worst bout of Ebola that we had before the current bout, how the Catholic Church at a conference in particular went and said that Ebola was because, or it came because people were homosexual. So, there are various sort of abominable acts that have been perpetrated. But another thing to look at is basically the Catholic Church's attitude and stance towards the Jews and how that was even connected with Hitler and the Nazis. So I'm going to have a look at a couple of paragraphs. Not going to be too long, this post. So the first thing the article talks about is how the Jesuits, who are the Counter-Reformation arm of the Catholic Church, had been involved with the Second World War. I don't know much about that, but what I'm going to go to direct is some quotes that we can have a look at in regards to Hitler, the Catholic Church, and the Nazis. So, reading from this paragraph here, it says, Hitler himself stated, "I learned much from the order of the Jesuits. Until now, there has never been anything more grandiose on the earth than the hierarchical organization of the Catholic Church. I transferred much of this organization into my own party." Walter Schellenberg, former chief of Nazi counter-espionage, made this statement: "The SS organization had been constituted by Himmler according to the principles of the Jesuit order. Their regulations and the spiritual exercises prescribed by Ignatius of Loyola were the model Himmler tried to copy exactly. Himmler's title as Supreme Chief of the SS was to be the equivalent of the Jesuit general, and the whole structure was a close imitation of the Catholic Church's hierarchical order." Franz von Papen, another powerful Nazi who was instrumental in setting up the Concordat between Germany and the Vatican, had this to say: "The Third Reich is the first world power which not only acknowledges but also puts into practice the high principles of the papacy. If you are not aware of what a Concordat is an agreement between the Vatican and the government. As far as the Vatican is concerned, that government that signed the Concordat has now become a part of the government of God, and the Vatican fully intends to stabilize that government, give it divine protection, and give it international protection." So here we can see inset, Germany signing a Concordat with the Vatican in Rome in 1933. Now, this is a statement from Adolf Hitler himself. It's taken from The Nazi Persecution of the Churches by J.S. Conway, pages 25, 26, and 162. Now, I'm just going to read the bottom paragraph, which was said by Hitler himself when some bishops came to visit him from the Roman Catholic Church. And this is what Hitler turned around and said. Hitler was also ready to discuss with the bishop his views on the Jewish question. As for the Jews, Hitler said, I'm just carrying on with the same policy which the Catholic Church has adopted for 1500 years when it has regarded the Jews as dangerous and pushed them into ghettos because it knew what the Jews were like. I don't put race above religion, but I do see the danger in the representatives of this race for church and state, and perhaps I'm doing Christianity a great service. And I'll just read this bottom paragraph. The three big defenders of the Roman Catholic faith were Hitler, Mussolini and Franco. All three had concordance with the Vatican. When a Nazi war machine swept through the Balkans on the way to attack Russia, Yugoslavia had become a Nazi-occupied country. So, I mean, as you well know, Hitler went on through his war machine to kill over 6 million Jews and have them interned in camps. Okay, whether they were European Jews or not, and you know, many people nowadays want to make an argument for who the Jews were and so on and so forth. They claim Jewish heritage and they were Jews as far as I'm concerned. You know, so when we look at it though, we can just see how interwoven the greatest threat to humanity was in the Second World War via the Nazis in connection with the Catholic Church, with the roots. And that's what the Bible basically talks about, that I suppose the whore that sitteth upon many waters would also be a whore that rode a beast of world empires and of genocide, basically, of slavery, of subjugation. So this was a bit of an addendum to the post that I posted last night as well. The apostate church and another post, but God bless. This is Brother Darren, Hebrews 9 verse 27 and John 3 verse 16, signing off and just letting you know that it's about understanding history and what is still present and the machinations of what we face, not just being lulled into a false sense of security or any form of ecumenical congregation, I don't believe, because the Bible says in Ephesians 6 that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places. And, when we read 1 John 2:18-19, we learn that they left out from us, but are not us. God bless. Brother Darren, Hebrews 9 verse 27, John 3:16.